We're on the doorstep of a championship. We have 4 drivers, 1 race, and 1 trophy. And the only thing more impressive than these 4 drivers going for the title, the 4 men, they're going to predict who wins the championship. Regan Smith is here. Andy Petree is back in the war room. Larry McReynolds making a return visit. And Jamie McMurray is here as well. For the most part, you guys have been on your A game as we went from 16 to 12 to 8 and then on to the championship 4. Your picks have been spot on. Only one hiccup when we were here 3 weeks ago. You all said it would be Chase Elliott. He was eliminated. Kevin Harvic wins at Texas. I'm going to give each of you one of those, and you have to tell me why you think he can be the champion. Let's start off with Denny Hamlin.
The one thing that makes me a little bit nervous about Denny Hamlin heading into Homestead, and I have had him picked since the beginning of the year, did they use everything they had to get to Miami? So, I mean, Denny's clearly going to be one of those guys, but it's going to be interesting to see kind of how that team does this weekend.
And can you want something too bad? I mean, I think Denny really wants this.
Absolutely, yeah.
We saw him make a mistake at Texas. If he makes that kind of mistake at Homestead, well, that's probably going to knock him out of a chance to win it. I sometimes wonder if you want it too much, does it push you to go too far?
Larry, why don't you take Martin Truex Jr.?
Here's a team that's won 7 races this year. They've won a third of these playoff races. This is their 4th trip there. This is their 3rd consecutive. The big push since that Sunday at Martinsville has been preparing for this race at Miami this weekend.
Tell me why Kyle Busch can be the guy this weekend, Andy.
I do believe that Kyle Busch is one of those guys that obviously driving for the best team in the sport, rises to the big occasion. I think he's going to be the guy that can get it done at Homestead.
Regan, that leaves you with Kevin Harvic.
When we get to these last races, he has that extra gear. He's got something about him that not every driver has. He can find just a little bit more. That's not just him. That's Rodney Childers. That's that entire race team. They've had that extra time to work on their Homestead stuff and to get ready for Homestead.
This is the 4 winningest drivers in this series. They account for 21 of our 35 wins. To me, that's what makes this really tough.
When you look at this group, who are you concerned about? Is there anyone that you go to Miami and say, whoa, I'm not sure that this is the guy for this moment in this situation?
Yeah. The past 2 weeks have been good for him. You look at Texas and Phoenix, probably his best 2 races of the playoffs, but both times he's gotten out of that race car. And to me, it has been a defeated Kyle Busch. The attitude worries me.
Ultimately, we came in here today to say who is going to win this championship. And as we've said, Denny Hamlin has been our guy for the last 9 weeks. I want to go around a room. Each of you tell me who you think will be the champion.
Well, I was on the Denny Hamlin bandwagon the whole year, but when I look at the statistics and the fact that he won the last mile-and-a-half race, Kevin Harvic, I think, is the guy.
That one fell out of the sky.
Yeah. Harvic, I feel like, will be the guy that comes out this weekend.
Larry, who's your champion?
I just look at numbers, I look at experience, I look at preparation. I just think Martin Truex Jr. gets his 2nd championship.
I picked Harvic to go all the way early in this process, and Harvic is so mentally tough. I still have Harvic as a champion.
He probably definitely wins the award of the mental toughness of these 4.
Everything, to me, has pointed towards Denny Hamlin this entire playoffs and really a good portion of this season, except for one thing, and that was Martin Truex Jr. winning at Martinsville to lock in and give his team 2 extra weeks to work on that race car. And like Larry, I think Martin Truex Jr. gets his 2nd championship this weekend.
I don't like it when you guys disagree because it puts all the pressure on me to say who's going to win the championship. And I really like Truex, but I don't think it's about 4 individuals in Miami. I really see that team element complicating things for the guys at Joe Gibbs Racing. I think it's going to be Kevin Harvic that claims the championship in 2019.